Hey, fellow Star Wars fans. I'm Mike, and you're watching Force Within TV. And today I want to talk to you about 5 questions I have about Star Wars Rebels Season 4 that I hope are answered by the end of Rebels Season 4. But before we get into that, guys, if you haven't already, please head on over to the Force Within TV channel. Check it out. If you like the Star Wars Rebels content there, subscribe. Also, remember, at the end of this video, there will be a question of the day. Always love chatting with you guys in the comments, so please answer that question and let's get the conversation started. Also, number 5 in this list, we're going to be counting down from 5 to 1. So I should say number 1 is actually fantastic. It's so good that I'm doing a completely solo video on that topic for tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Awesome, guys, let's get started here. So again, we're counting down from 5 to 1. Number 5 is going to be, what exactly is going to happen to Thrawn during the original trilogy? So this is the question I want answered by Season 4. Is he going to go to the unknown region to map out things for Sidious or Palpatine? Is he going to be looking for Snoke? Is he going to try and find Snoke for Palpatine? Very interesting. I want to know exactly what Thrawn is doing. It wasn't really around during the original trilogy. I think there's an entire trilogy of books coming up about Thrawn being somewhere else. So I want that question answered. But moving on to number 2 here, guys, we have the cave drawings. And if you haven't seen my 4 things you missed in the Star Wars Rebels trailer, then this probably isn't familiar with you, but I'll be showing you an image right now. There in the trailer, Kanan is talking to the wolf, and in behind, if you do some zooming in and play with the lighting, you can see what looks like a rabbit transforming into a human. So, I mean, I need some answers about that. I know a lot of people have been saying, like, that's not how the Force works. Is there something else to this other than necessarily just the Force? Is it some sort of Force afterlife or Force animal spirit? These are questions we need answered about those cave drawings. Moving on to number 3, though, guys, we got the Yavin temples. Will they be Sith temples? Now, in Legends, they were. I know it has been updated in canon, but I don't believe they are actually Sith temples anymore. They're just temples of some sort. So, you know, is this going to be a chance for Kanan and Ezra to connect back with Yoda and chat with him? Will we find another holocron of some sort there? Will they, you know, communicate with another Force god like the Bendu? Lots of interesting questions there. We need answers. But continuing our countdown down to number 2. This is a big one. How does Ahsoka live? We saw the shirt that Dave Filoni donned at Star Wars Celebration. It went from Ahsoka lives question mark to exclamation mark. So how exactly is she going to live? I did a video on how I thought she might come back as a convert. You know, it'd be awesome to see her back in the flesh. We had just recently at San Diego Comic-Con, we had Ashley Eckstein saying that Ahsoka has a lot of story left. Does that mean that there's going to be stories, you know, are they going to go back in time, back in the timeline and tell us certain stories about Ahsoka there? Or is it going to be later? Is she going to live on? Is she going to be some sort of Force god? Is she Bendu's buddy? These are all questions that we need answered, guys. But moving on to number 1 here, I have to thank a commenter for pointing this out to me. He sent me back to the Season 2 premiere where Minister Tula contacts the rebels fearing for her life. She tells the rebels that the Empire isn't on Lothal for a factory and the natural resources. She suggests that the Emperor has personal plans for Lothal known only to a few. We know Dave Filoni is big on having connections. You know, nothing is just a throwaway when it comes to this show. AP5, the droid, is a good example of that. He's become a staple right on the show. A lot of people thought he was just going to be a one-off. So this situation, the Emperor having personal plans for Lothal, I think this is a big hint to the end of season 4. And like I said already, guys, I'm going to be doing a video more specifically speculating on that comment by Minister Tula, the Emperor's personal plans for Lothal, not just the factory. I think it's a big hint. All right, guys, so moving on to the question of the day. What questions do you have about, that you want answered in season 4? So what questions do you have that you want answered in season 4? You can borrow from my 5. Which of those you think is most important to have answered in season 4, or come up with your own. Always love hearing from you guys. You're a very creative community. Absolutely love it. So other than that, guys, please head on over to the Force Within TV channel. Check it out. And if you like what you see, subscribe. If you've already done that, thank you so much. Really appreciate all the support. And please consider commenting down below. Really enjoy hearing from you guys, whether it's the question of the day or anything else. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and may the Force be with you always.